This trick is the DNA. Here's how you do it. Today, I'll be teaching you 3 ways on how to do the DNA from beginner to intermediate to advanced. Before learning this trick, you ideally want to be using a yo-yo specifically designed for spinning the yo-yo on your finger, also called a finger spin. Yo-yos like the Ascent, Metal Ascent, Bimetal Ascent, or Plastic and Metal Cheat Code are all excellent options for this trick. The DNA can be done with both responsive and unresponsive yo-yos. So the first version I'll teach you is the beginner DNA. For this, you'll need a finger spin yo-yo that can be turned responsive. I'm using the Ascent. Start by throwing the yo-yo sideways, just like a UFO. You can do this either by throwing the yo-yo to the left or the right, depending on how you want to change your string tension. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, head on over to our tutorial on UFO and also the one for string tension. Then, just as the yo-yo starts to turn and spin horizontally, lift your hand all the way up as high as you can. From here, stick out your index finger, place it straight on the center of the yo-yo. With the Ascent, you should aim for the small round dip right in the middle. The responsive yo-yo will begin to catch on the slack in the string and begin winding back up. If you keep your throw hand above the yo-yo, you can create the spiral DNA effect. Now lower your throw hand, and depending on how you threw the yo-yo, you should be able to finish the trick by placing your hand over the yo-yo. If you got that, it's time to move on to the unresponsive DNA variations. For this, I've changed to the Metal Ascent. There are 2 ways to do the unresponsive DNA, and today I'll be teaching you how to do both. For the first way, begin by doing a horizontal breakaway and let the yo-yo spiral into a UFO. Then hop the yo-yo into your non-throw hand pointer finger. When the yo-yo is spinning via a horizontal breakaway, I find it's easier to land the yo-yo with your palm facing inwards. From here, swing the string over your palm, then twist around the back half of the yo-yo, then pull up. You can practice the bind mechanics just by holding the yo-yo. Remember, swing the string over, wrap behind the yo-yo, pull up. Once this is in muscle memory, go ahead and attempt it from a finger spin. The most important thing to avoid in the unresponsive DNA is to never let the yo-yo string fall on the bottom half of your yo-yo. If you do, the string will wrap painfully around your non-throw hand, which is not fun. To avoid this, keep your throw hand out and wide away from the yo-yo. I find placing my thumb level with the yo-yo helps keep the string out of the way and helps me better perform the bind. From here, pull it all together and you'll be able to do the first unresponsive DNA. Now, to do the final way, you want to start by throwing a horizontal sleeper. Since the yo-yo is unresponsive, you can actually hop the yo-yo onto your finger by tugging your throw hand. When the yo-yo is spinning from a horizontal sleeper, I find it's easier to catch the yo-yo with your palm facing out. Again, avoid letting the string fall on the bottom half of the yo-yo or it will wrap around your finger and kill the yo-yo. To achieve the DNA, you want to perform a laceration bind around the yo-yo, just like in our laceration bind tutorial. However, this time, you're doing it horizontally. You want to move your throw hand in an arc so that the string lines up with the yo-yo. Again, you can practice this on just holding the yo-yo to get the muscle memory. And when you feel ready, you can attempt it from a finger spin. Make sure the string comes around the front of the yo-yo and you can make the arc motion horizontally like you're lassoing the yo-yo. As soon as you feel the yo-yo binding, bring your throw hand right above the yo-yo to create the DNA. And that's the second unresponsive DNA. If you find your yo-yo is not spinning long enough, here are some things you can do. First, make sure your yo-yo has an area in the middle for finger spins. This actively helps learning the DNA when you first start. Next, remember to throw the yo-yo hard enough, since the yo-yo will want to slow down pretty quickly throughout the trick. Also, try to keep your finger not too stiff and slightly soft as you do the trick. This allows you to control the yo-yo better, especially for yo-yos which aren't specifically designed for their DNA. Finally, try to keep the yo-yo on the tip of your fingernail rather than the meat of your finger. This makes sure that the yo-yo has minimal contact as you do the trick and allows it to spin longer. Put all those steps together and that's the DNA from beginner to intermediate to pro.